Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about the short story There Will Come Soft Rains, written by Ray Bradbury. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. Now, this work by Ray Bradbury is a very interesting work. Um, what basically happens within this work is that you have this house in California, and in California there has been a nuclear war. We're not sure what kind of war this was. We're not sure who was fighting in this war. We're not sure about anything that was going on. All that we know is that a war happened and everybody's gone. The people that lived in this house, we were pretty much told that they don't exist anymore. They're just gone. But the house itself still works. The house itself is still functioning. This is the year that this short story is written in, is 2026, which is kind of scary because right now I'm in 2023. And so this is, very, very scary. I mean, the nuclear war is it's possible, it's possible. So this story is quite chilling while you're reading it. But basically, what happens? This automated house that has automated everything from the alarm clock to the kitchen to the bedrooms. Everything is automated. There are mice there's these robotic mice that come out of these out of the walls. These rodents, they can clean everything. They clean the whole house. The kitchen can clean itself. It cooks by itself. It cleans by itself. It takes care of itself. The whole house is automated. The sweeping, the mopping, the cleaning, the drapes, every single thing is carefully taken care of within this house by the automation, by the robots. And there's pretty much nothing that the humans need to do. And it's very eerie, very ominous when we're watching these automated systems just do everything by themselves. They don't need humans. And slowly, while you're reading the house going into functions, because, like, for example, the house knows the schedule of the humans that used to be there, so it prepares breakfast in the morning. Nobody eats it. That when nobody eats it, the automated house just throws the food away and prepares the next meal. The bathtub is filled when bath time comes. The food is put out when it's time for lunch or breakfast or dinner. Music gets played even when the lady of the house wants a poem. The lady's not there, but the house still reads the poem, uh, just to where the lady used to sit. So the whole house just carries on without humans being there, and it pretends, well, it's not pretending, it just behaves like it would if humans or if the family that lived there was still there. So it's quite chilling, it's quite eerie, quite ominous while you're watching this unfold. And pretty much we're told that, well, this is the last house left standing in this neighborhood. Everything else is destroyed. And it tells us that there's radiation coming from afar. And so we can put together that there's been a nuclear war, that everything's been destroyed, that even this in the distant house from where the nuclear attack happened, even though it's kind of far away, everything's been destroyed around this house. This is that last house left standing, and the house is carrying on by itself. But it's quite sad because the house is just trying to protect itself. The automated house is just trying to protect itself at this point. The family dog comes back and then just dies. It comes back, it tracks mud into the house. The house lets it in. It tracks mud and dirt into the house. The mice clean it up, and then the dog dies. And then the mice take the dead body and burns it in its incinerator. And then the house later catches on fire, and it's just this monstrosity of this automated house being demolished or being burned, kind of alive, because it's almost like the house is like a living being throughout this work. and we just watch it die. I mean, in the text itself, it says the house started to die, and it gets cremated. Literally, the house gets cremated. It ends up in a heap of ash and dust and burned things and furniture, and everything is just a monstrosity. And as the house is getting destroyed and burned, the mice are keep the electric or automatic mice are still trying to clean everything. The the house was trying to extinguish the fire as it came in, so it keeps on trying to throw water into the fire, but it can't work because the fire is just too much, and it's just burning everything. All the pictures, all the nice paintings on the wall, just they all get demolished and destroyed. And yeah, the house is just like this glitching mess, glitching, twitching, destroyed technological mess that's trying to work even though it's destroyed. And it's like, and what the most eerie thing is that the poem, there's like a an automated voice reading a poem while the house is burning. It's so eerie, so ominous, and the thing just ends with us zooming out and knowing that, well, this is it. I mean, this house is dying. The owners died a long time ago. There's been a nuclear war, and this is the end of humanity. The end. In terms of deeper meaning with this story, it's quite scary what happens when a nuclear war happens. Yeah, and the thing is, the title of this poem um, is from a poem by Sarah Tisdale. It's talking. The poem is talking about how there will come soft rains, and in this poem, basically, what you get is, if we lived in the if the world existed without humanity, nature would go on without us, and it wouldn't really care. It wouldn't bother nature. Nature would just keep on going, keep on moving. And this whole poem, that's really the drive, the theme, the feeling of this poem, because the whole thing, the house just keeps on chugging along without any humans, and ultimately it gets destroyed and ends up in a pile of ash. And so this short story is kind of like a warning from Ray Bradbury about nuclear warfare and what can happen when we get involved into nuclear warfare as human beings. We can pretty much all die. And California is, well, it's pretty much, one of America's most prosperous states. And in a nuclear warfare, you would imagine the first targets of an enemy would probably be that state. There's probably a handful of state they would target first, and you would imagine that would be the state that they would target. And it's quite sad that, well, this is not just science fiction. This is a real thing that could happen. You know, at any point in time, any countries that have nuclear weapons, they could make this not a story, but a reality. And so this short story is quite chilling, eerie, and ominous because, well, yeah, in a nuclear war, we would all die, and you wouldn't even acknowledge that you're dead because it would happen so fast that you would be dead in the blink of an eye. So it is hellish, and the way that this house is demolished and destroyed and burned alive basically is extremely hellish and dark, and it shows us the pretty much, well, the resilience of nature, that it will go on whether there are humans on earth or not, and also pretty much what the deepest, darkest part of humankind is, that we can reach a level of high intelligence and productivity and ingenuity, but still our pride, our anger, our ability for conflict, and our need for conflict, and our push for conflict, it that can push us to do things that could end us all and wipe out all the progress and all the things that we've done to create our civilizations and our societies the way that they are today. So this short story is a warning of how we can lose it all just because of our tendency for conflict and war, and the dangers of our technologies, and how it can cost us everything. So that's my summary. That's my analysis of this. There Will Come Soft Rains by Ray Bradbury. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video.